What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Crane Kicks Lex podcast. Of course, Tyler here. We got Dylan. We got Jessica. No Kyle. He's on baby countdown. It's getting close. It's kind of crazy. We're about to have like the newest LSC fan join us before too long, like 2 weeks essentially, which is going to be great. Everything's got to be green. I'm going to actually go and repaint the nursery LSC shades of green, all the different ones.
He'll
Plus,
be like,
secret,
"You're actually helping me paint the nursery?"
secret blue wall too. You won't know that's coming. And then boom, there's blue because now blue is part of our repertoire. What's going on? Like, Jessica, how you doing?
Good. Can't complain. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know.
Yes, that's how I feel at the end of every day. I'm like, got nothing left. And then I like flip the little like LSC switch, and I'm like, all right, I can do that.
I just wish I had more people in my day-to-day life that I could talk about LSC.
No, I know.
Like
I totally feel you.
I went to work on Friday and I wanted to tell everybody about how awesome the women played, and nobody would have known what I was talking about or cared, and that made me sad.
I'm lucky because I have a couple of season ticket holders at my work, but even still, they're always like, "Oh man, here comes Tyler again. He's gonna start talking about the game," and I'm like, "Guys,
Crap! I have to remember stuff now because he'll like actually know what he's talking about."
And they're like, "Oh, we were there. It was a great game." And I'm like, "Okay, but what did you think about it?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a good game. We had fun." And I'm like, "Cool, but what did you?" Yeah, and I'm like, "Never mind. I'm just gonna let you guys go work."
Actually, I had we went to a friend's. Went to a friend's house on Saturday, and I was talking through stuff with them, and my friend actually put her hand on my arm at one point and just said, "Jessica, we don't care." Yeah. Like just straight up was like, you don't have to keep talking about it.
And then you mumble like real softly, like the CKO crew would care. She's like, "What was that?" And you're like, "Nothing. Never mind."
Yeah.
Dylan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's funny you guys are talking about this because like the last like couple days I've been wearing LSC stuff, and people have been commenting, and not just like, oh hey, I like it, but like actually talking about like, oh, what was the score of the game, and like people like more interaction than just like just a hello, which is really interesting, and it's kind of like nice that there's some buzz around town, regarding it. And I'm always like, people are always asking about the men's, and I'm always like at the last sentence being like, but the women are really good though. You got to go after the women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're always like, yeah, I know the women are good. So yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys though. So like, obviously, been loving spending time with my dog. Is there anything better than getting your dog riled up? You know what I mean? Like just like absolutely just like getting them crazy, and they get the zoomies, and then your mom is like, don't get the dog riled up, and you're like, I'm gonna get the dog riled up. Like that's just the best thing in the world.
For us,
my dog is old and blind, so he doesn't get riled up anymore. So
back in the day, though, when he was younger,
bedtime, my youngest was literally attacking me with foam lightsabers, and my wife was like, "Please, can you just not?" So they go to bed, and I'm like, "We got to finish this." He started it, and now like it's kind of on. So
I got to take him out first.
Yeah, about to get the raspberries, yo.
But back in the day when your dog was a puppy or like younger, you just didn't you didn't love just getting them all jazzed up.
Yeah. He was like a crazy tug of war champ.
Oh yeah.
So we would always like go to town trying to rip my arm off, taking whatever was in my hand out of it. But then it's weird now thinking about that. Now he's just an old man.
Yeah.
Well, oh man, that was sad. That was gonna be too sad. I was gonna quote Inception. No, like I can't do that quote. He's too old for that. It'll make me sad.
For Melody, it's whenever either Austin or I put on running shoes or make it look remotely like we're going for a walk or a run, and she immediately instantly knows what is happening. And And then once I start to open the drawer for her leash, that's when she really freaks out. And if I put on her leash before I'm fully ready, she is like pacing the house,
Yep.
going to the door, coming to me, going back to the door, like, hurry up, let's go. And Austin, if he'll take some time to stretch, and the entire time she's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what is taking you so long?
Yeah.
It's that, yeah, she gets really, really excited, and it's adorable.
Dogs are
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, I
Yep.
love it.
Good.
It's just like a classic. Your mom is like, "Don't rile up the dog," and then you just rile up the dog, and it's just it's because it's fun to do. You
Oh
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. It's
I
true.
love it.
All I hear is don't rile up the toddler now. And it's
Yeah.
on.
Does
Can't
does
help it.
Kathy chastise you for riling up Ollie?
Yeah, she's like, "Don't rile up the dog," and I'm like, "I'm gonna rile up the dog. I'm gonna."
Too late.
Me and him
Locked
wrestle,
in.
so I perform like RKO's on him and stuff.
Nice.
And I do the whole countdown, and everything. Yeah,
I'm sending that clip to PETA.
yeah.
So,
Well,
just so you know.
he
Just so you
leaves
know,
me
Dylan.
with some battle scars too. So it's
Nobody cares. You're
all
human.
fair.
I mean,
All fair.
does he attack Lamb Chop?
Lamb Chop has been retired for a while now.
Oh, really?
For
It's been
Did he tear it up?
yeah. It's not. He's not really a destructive dog. This is obviously we don't have to go too much into my dog, but
yeah.
I mean,
he's
some
not-
dogs
he-
like they'll
no,
have
I know.
certain toys though.
he's not really like that destructive, but like if we play tug of war with one of his toys, they'll end up just like tearing
Yeah,
from like
right.
the tension from it. But yeah, that's why we had to retire it.
Melody's not destructive, but like she knows what toys are hers. Like she
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
these are safe to chew up and stuff. Like even blankets too. She will. Sorry, I know we're going into probably more detail than we anticipated.
You guys,
but,
we need Kyle. Where's Kyle at? Kyle, tell us to get back on track.
but she has two blankets that she knows are her blankets, and she chews like holes in them. But she doesn't do that with any other blanket. So
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I'll take it.
All I can
Pretty-
think about is you guys talking about destruction is how much the Super League team destroyed Fort Lauderdale.
Great
Love it.
transition.
Look
Love
at that
it.
transition.
Great segue.
Bam, that was fire. That was fire.
Great segue.
Yeah. Let's chat
For
some
real
soccer.
though.
Because we could talk puppies all day. Because who couldn't, right? We
Yeah.
got to start out with the women's team. We just have to. And I'm super psyched because we got so many women's questions today, like questions related to the women's team. And sometimes it's kind of sparse, but this time we got people asking questions. But we just got to talk about the match first before we even bother with that. Like,
Oh man.
we said this in the last episode that doing something against Fort Lauderdale was going to be kind of the signal that we were that team or we were not that team.
Yeah.
Like the level to which we could compete with them, because the whole league was being like, all right, the last two unbeaten teams, here they are. Which one's going to come out with points and remain undefeated? Or will they both stay under, that whole deal? It felt like one of those Las Vegas boxing match promotions going on for like a whole week. And, I was sitting there, I was like, man, like the first time we met with them, yeah, we kind of went toe to toe. I wonder who's going to get the upper hand this time, because this is going to pretty much determine who is like the team to beat. I'm saying we have very clearly stated it's us.
Yeah.
We're them.
Mm-hmm.
We are the team to beat.
Mhm.
And I feel like if somebody is arguing that, we are not, they're haters. Because like that was like it, right? Like with our wins or with any of our points that we've earned, draws, whatever you might have, considering the position that Fort Lauderdale was in the table, considering that they were also undefeated, like was this our biggest win? Can we say that?
I'd say so.
Yeah, I would say so. It's just impressive what we're doing right now. We're getting points and we're scoring goals, and we're scoring goals in different ways, and we're also winning and getting draws different ways. Like we're getting different people involved. Like, we we changed the lineup a little bit, this
Yeah.
past game, and it didn't, not even a loss of step,
Yeah.
and we're scoring more goals. Like it's crazy. It just shows you that like anytime, anywhere, someone's just gonna step up for us. Like that's really what it is about this squad, and how Coach Mac is putting this team together, and the plan he's employing is just like anyone can go get it.
Yeah.
Anyone can go after it and score for us. Anyone can make a play. We saw like we always know that Hannah has been good on her throw-ins, but then like that was like a huge part of winning, in this past game, right?
Yeah. Twice.
And yes,
Two
and
goals.
Lethal.
and it's just a testament to the team just being able to get it done in different ways, and different people are able to shine, like the others step up when others are having like an off night or something like that. Like Griffith just stepped up, and it felt like we were waiting for
Yeah.
her to make the a big step up, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And that was a night where Amina maybe played like a more of a smaller role in our production, right? But it
Yeah.
just doesn't matter because we're getting goals elsewhere. Other people are getting involved, and Shea starting and having an immediate impact in so many different ways, on the ball, off the ball. Her off the ball runs were instrumental. She was, obviously she got the red card, not on her, but she drew the red card on the keeper, which was massive, putting them down in a bad situation. And she got the first goal for us too, which was super cool. So like, I don't know, it's just I'm going to use the word again. It's a testament to the quality of our team, and like how Mac is, letting the girls go out there and just compete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was gonna touch on is the roster changes as well. Like last episode, talking about how we'd love to see Shay starting, and then would love to be able to see Kenzie back on the field, and we got to see both.
Yeah.
I think the way they changed up the lineup uh, was made a huge difference, and I definitely think it was intentional, knowing we were going up against um uh totally blanking. Who did we
Fort
play? Fort
Lauderdale.
Lauderdale. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely strategic, wanting to put our absolute best forward, and then having Kat and Hannah, or Kat,
Mm-hmm.
using Kat and Hannah as our super subs offensively. And honestly, by that point, we didn't even really need them, but we just kept putting the beating on Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Yeah, I feel like if anything, Amina seemed to have kind of an off night, or maybe it was just Fort Lauderdale intentionally put a lot more pressure on her, knowing what she can do. Yeah, it was it. Yeah, Shay absolutely crushed it. Starting. Oh, were you waving at my dog?
Yeah.
um, yeah, all around, just a fantastic game, and I think it definitely rocked Fort Lauderdale. And I think it's funny too, looking at the current standings. We were consistently at the bottom of the table, finishing last, and now we're at the top. Tampa, they ended up winning last season, and right now they're at the bottom. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of it with only 5 points.
How the
So
turntables.
I know. So it's also just, I know we still have a lot of season ahead of us, but it's so refreshing to be at this point and knowing that we have a lot of good ahead of us. Um, the and I know we've talked about this pretty consistently, but just the vision that Mac brings, how he inspires the women, just the cohesion that you see on the field. It's just such a breath of fresh air. It's so nice
Yeah.
to see.
When you mentioned stats too, it's also wild that we're leading the league in goals scored and the least goals scored against. Like
Our goal
we're
differential
bookending
is
it.
insane.
Yeah, we got the bookends going, and that's really awesome because I think that's definitive of a truly great team when you can score and you can defend, and
Mm-hmm.
we're doing both.
Yeah.
And you guys both brought up the changes to the lineup. I thought that was a really cool thing. The moment like I looked at that, I was like, okay, this is like a we're gonna wear you down and finish you off type of
Yeah.
situation. And that's exactly how it played out. I mean, like you said, Jessica, we didn't even necessarily need that 1-2 punch. Punch number one had enough weight to it. But I think it was nice to see another dimension to the team and to Coach Mac's system. He didn't make crazy huge changes,
No.
but it was nice, subtle changes that you knew would make an impact. Because some coaches get carried away and they're like, all right, throw a completely new lineup at them and they won't expect anything. But then you
Yeah.
mess up your mojo and everything's
Yeah.
just off. And this was the right amount of change to keep who we are and keep our flow and to let us go toe to toe with Fort Lauderdale and throw them off enough that they were like, what do we even do right now?
Yeah.
So that was a cool kind of extra peek into, okay, well, what can we do if we need to switch things up? And I think we saw smart tactics play out and, we benefited from that. It's just looking at everybody's performance and what we're doing. And, even with Amina, I think that what's happening with her is it seems like teams are taking too much of their focus and just piling it on her, which of
Yeah.
course they're paying attention to our other players. They have to,
Yeah.
right? They know they're good. But I think that she's kind of become a little bit of the sacrificial lamb, like she's going to be the magnet that all the players are looking towards. And then everybody else gets freed up. And that's great because even when it swings back the other way and everybody's like, oh, we can't just focus on Amina, then that's just going to open her up and she's going to become super dangerous again. So I feel like we're kind of showing that we're one of those teams that it's like, what do we even do? Like, what do we do? I mean, our two top goal scorers are also like what number 2 in the league in goals scored. Like they both have 5, and I think the next person is like 7 above them. And so we are having a situation where we got 2 productive goal scorers that we even had that post from LSE June. We mentioned him last episode. He made a joke, with his post on Instagram that was amazing, where it was like, it's basically become a situation where Golden Boot, that race is within our team. It's a competition between 2 of our players. And it's
Yeah.
early to talk about that, of course. But if they keep up this type of production, even one of them, let alone both, yeah, they will be in that conversation when the season ends. We'll be talking about Golden Gloves for Asman at the end of the season if this type of production keeps up. Like
Yeah.
this is it's easy to get carried away. So I'm not trying to get carried away because it's only 8 games in,
Right.
but it feels great to see that we're lasting through these 8 games and not just lasting, but getting better. And we
Yeah.
talked on the pod last week, and I was like, hey, it would make me feel real good if we started getting some wins. Draws are great. And, Dylan, Jessica, you guys were both with me on this. Getting some wins would probably really do us some good to show that we can actually compete at that type of level. And then here we have a statement one. Like nobody
Mm-hmm.
can deny us now. Nobody can say, oh, yeah, they're going to run out of gas. And, maybe, but right now we're fueled up. Like we're ready to go and we got a bye week. And so, I mean, hopefully that does us extra good, gets everybody fresh and ready to get back into the fray because it's feeling really good where we're heading with this team. I gotta ask you guys. This isn't one of the listener questions, but what was your favorite goal? There's so many to choose from. I have a hands down winner
Mine
for me.
is the where Addie had it and then just at the last second passed it over to Sarah Griffith.
Ooh, that was
And
nasty.
just very like one selfless in the sense of like, yeah, I probably have a good shot, but their keeper's not expecting this. Sarah was right there and just, put it right in. And yeah, so even with that, Addie and Kat, like you mentioned, they're the two tied at 5 goals for second place with the goal scored. So she still has plenty of goals.
Yeah.
And was like, here you go, like here. And I loved the teamwork, and yeah, I just feel like it was perfect.
Mine
Yeah.
had to have been the Cat Berry goal. The Toddy
That was a good
pass
one.
that curled in, and then Cat Berry just grabbed it out of the air. Not grabbed it, volleyed it out of the air, but it was like a cool volley, and it was just so slick. And it's one
Yeah.
of those shots that would be so easy to miss because a player, get carried away, put a little bit too much oomph or hit it the wrong way, and then next thing you know, it's going over the goal or off to the side, and it was just so bang bang, so clean. That was great. It was a slick goal.
Yeah, my pick is definitely the same as Jess's for basically all the same reasons. It was just clean, selfless goal, and
Yeah.
just ensure it goes in the net, and
Yeah.
it was great. It made the keeper look silly too. The keeper had no idea it was coming. It was just
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah like came out of nowhere on that.
Yeah, she sped up out of nowhere. It was crazy.
Hmm.
Do you guys have a favorite moment from the game? If you
Ooh.
could pick one. I know it's hard to pick because there were so many.
Oh, I don't know. It was a really fun time. Like it was, I
Yeah,
the keeper getting the red was a great moment.
Yeah.
That
it
was a
was.
really fun moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you could see the look on her face as like Shay's coming through and she's like, what do I do? Do I kick the ball away? Do I like what happens? And then so she decides to lay on the ground and grab Shay's leg.
Yeah.
And I'm like, out of all the things you could do, that's the thing you do.
Shay was gonna try to chip it over her. That's what
Yeah.
Shay told me. So
Yeah.
that would have been cool. That would have been
That,
cool.
that would have been
We
pretty
also
neat.
did say we were kind of hoping to see her score that too. It would have been
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
I would have liked a goal from it. As much as like a Dogzo worked out in our favor, I still think we would have beat them, even if they had
Yeah.
11. We were
Yeah.
we were already rolling on them. Like I don't think them having 11 would have changed the outcome at the end of the day. I mean, maybe who knows, fewer goals possibly. But I think we still would have won that one. But
Yeah.
that was a solid moment.
And I think that's what has kind of stuck out to me is with this past game was a couple of the players that we've seen not get as many opportunities start to get opportunities. One, Shay. Sorry, my cat is knocking stuff over. Yeah, Shay. She played awesome, and I think with the position she was in, getting to see her do a little bit more. And then also, this is the second game in a row where I feel like Maddie Perez has also had a couple of good opportunities, and I think it's just because maybe she just got really just the moment kind of slipped away from her, and the shot ended up going. It was off target, but so I think that was really neat too. It was. I've got a couple more, but getting to see. I know I already mentioned getting to see Kenzie play again, but I forgot just how fast she
Yeah.
is, and like the pressure that she puts on the defense and the goalie.
Mhm.
Like she's just, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see her play some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's super
The
dope.
only moment I'm bummed is Kat not getting her clean sheet. We were so
Yeah,
close.
we were. And that one was like that was a tough one too because that
Yeah.
wasn't
I
even
don't
on
know how
Cat.
you would have saved that. That was hard.
Yes, somebody had to step to that one because that was
Yeah.
just a really good goal. Like that was a near impossible save. But
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. We still got away with what we got away with, and it was a statement nonetheless. Um, so maybe let's like hop into some listener questions. Okay. Let's do this fun one. So somebody had asked if the women win the league, do we think the city will have a celebration? They better.
Yeah, they
They
should.
better.
Yeah, I think
They
they
better.
should.
They should. It's a pro team winning the league. They should have some sort of
Heck yeah.
thing for it. I like
They
whether it
drive
be like
down
parade
the street.
downtown or
Yeah.
something down in like Gatton Park would be cool. The new park that
Oh
opened
yeah.
up, like have like a cool celebration. They've got that amphitheater. Like that would be super dope if they hook that up. They better do something. That's all I'm
Not
saying. Like,
not enough women, not enough people are talking about LSC women. Like I know
it's a
we
shame.
say that a lot, but
It's
man,
because they're not. They need
I
to get on this.
know. It's such a bummer.
It's such a good time and they're missing out. They got to get
Yeah,
out there.
for sure.
So consensus have to. The city has to.
Yeah.
We'll make sure it happens somehow. I don't know how or why or where, but we'll do it. Somebody had asked us too, as we get to know the women's team a little more each week, do we have a favorite player, whether it be based on their on the field performance or personality, whatever? So
Bourgeois.
favorite, whether bourgeois, okay.
Yeah.
Probably say
Because
Cat
Cat Asmund?
Catberry.
Catberry. Oh. I say bourgeois because one, like on the field, she does really well. But just you could tell she likes to have fun. Like after this last game when her and Toddy
Oh
put on
yeah,
those like cat
I
mask
think they were cat
things.
masks.
I don't even know. And they're just
Yeah,
like they're just having a blast. She just seems like a fun person to hang out with.
yeah.
Like is always down for whatever.
Plus, like super tough on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, love her play style. Um, I hate these questions because I'm indecisive and it makes me feel like I'm choosing my favorite kid.
Yeah.
It's like telling my two sons which one's the favorite. I love them both equally. Jeez. Um, you know, I think I'm probably leaning towards currently Sarah Griffith or Hannah Schartz. I know we got to choose one or the other, but not only from their play, like I have a
Yeah.
soft spot for center backs, and Hannah Schartz has been balling out. So is Penty.
Yeah.
So I mean, both of them, they're killing it. But Hannah Schartz is like she's our QB1. Those throws are insane. Plus, she's just a really nice person
Yeah.
off the pitch. Like she's super cool.
And she really
Sure.
engages on Instagram.
Yeah, she's so nice. And then Sarah Griffith is just another cool person.
Yeah.
We had a really cool chat with her after the game.
Yeah.
She was really personable. She's a baller.
Yeah.
She said she
I
was
agree.
cold, but she was from Chicago, so it didn't make sense to me.
I don't know. It's because Chicago, whatever.
Yeah,
And then that one
Sarah is
time, that
really
one
cool.
interview where she said that they got to let it rip, and I was just like, it's because I played too much
She
Beyblades
is
with my kid. But
she
I was
is
like, you
fun
said
to
the same.
interview.
She is for sure. So those are probably mine. I know I chose two, but I could probably
How
choose
dare you?
all of them, and I'm trying to stop myself. So,
Yeah.
they're all dope people, though. I think that's what's a really great problem to have, that we have so many players that we've all talked about this that are just cool. They're just nice, down to earth people, and they're balling for our city. So,
Yeah.
like when you have both of those things combined, and I feel like it's like from top to bottom. We've even mentioned this about Mac. You know what I mean? Like everybody on the women's side just seems good vibes.
Yeah.
Good
I mean,
vibes, good soccer.
doing a shotgun and break dancing, like someone did a shotgun or like shotgun a beer
Our
or
assistant coach.
shotgun something, and
I
then
don't know.
another one is
Modelo.
like, huh?
Was it?
It was a Modelo.
Oh,
Was
okay.
it?
And then another one
Boom.
like break dancing. Like, how could you not just like
It's just
want to
amazing.
do everything you can?
That's what I want out of my teams. It's just vibes. You know what I mean? Vibes
Yeah.
plus on the field success, which we're getting both out of the women's side. I'm loving it. It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
For like all the same reasons you were saying, Tyler, about like players interacting with us and stuff. That's why I picked Cat Berry as my my favorite. She's just been so nice, and she's been interacting with our the CKL stuff. I've messaged her, and she's been so kind to me. She's interacted with my posts of Ollie, so that's been cool, and she's just awesome on the field. So that's why I pick her.
I'm still waiting on the team shop to sell that sweater, replicas of the sweater. that her sister made
Yeah.
for her. We need that to return,
Yep.
and then sell limited edition.
There you go.
That'd be dope. All right, guys. So this women's match solidified who we are, I think. Now we have a bye week, so we got a little bit of time. Our next game isn't until Halloween, which bummer
I'm really
for I know. I'm not gonna be able to go. I'm gonna have to miss it because
like
kids trick
how.
or treating.
Yeah, obviously, if you
So
give kids the choice between trick or treating or going to a soccer game, they're going to pick trick or treating.
yep, unfortunately. Even if you're having like some sort of trunk or treat thing or whatever, it doesn't
It's
matter if
just
they just
not
want to
the
do the
same for
neighborhood
them.
experience. Yeah. So I am a little bummed that they scheduled a match on Halloween night, because I feel like any parent is not going to be there.
And and I don't want to be the parent that's like, all right, you guys go do this. Peace
Yeah.
out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go watch soccer.
Exactly. Right. Which you might get parents of some older kids that are just like, man,
Right.
we're okay with,
Yeah.
but
Right.
um
But not the
yeah,
younger ones.
that's a big bummer. It's hurt my
Yeah.
heart that I'm gonna have to miss a game, but more important things, making sure the kids are happy. So hopefully though when that game rolls around, we'll be getting some good news while we're out trick or treating. I'll just be sitting there screaming. Somebody like, "Oh, you thought my decorations are scary?" I'm like, no. We just got a hat trick from Cat Berry, like that. And that's why I was shouting, sir and or ma'am. So I don't know. I hope we do really really awesome for that one. Even though I don't anticipate a lot of people being in attendance to see it. I'm gonna be looking forward to watching the replay, nonetheless. Dylan can be there.
I actually will not be there.
Oh, what?
No.
I have travel plans.
Travel plans. Yep. So look now, nobody, no CKL in attendance. Wow, is that like the first time ever?
I
Oh
think it
That
might
man.
be.
Yeah, I think that it literally is the first time in the history of LSC that not one CKL person will be there.
I might
Huh?
try to convince my kids to go and just wear their costume there and just say it's going to be more fun than trick or treating. Try to convince
what a
them.
what a true sicko. You're an LSC hero, Jessica.
You want to trick or treat? Too bad.
Too bad. The only treat we're getting is treated to some goals by our team.
That's the treat. There you go.
That is the treat. All right. So
Any
women rolling hot.
predictions? Predictions for the
If we're gonna
Jacksonville
win
game?
or not,
I
I mean,
think
Oh.
we're gonna win.
I think we'll
we
win.
win. Dubs.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's good. I will say that Jacksonville is good. They're doing well.
Their
But
goal differential is 0 though. 15 goals for, 15
they're
against.
still fourth. They're still
Yeah.
and only 2 points below us on the same number of matches. So they're doing fine.
So it'll be
But I think we
I
win.
think it'll be a challenge, but I think we'll pull it away.
I think we'll win after what we did Fort Lauderdale. Bring anybody. Bring your whole crew. I don't care. Everybody can catch the dubs. So we're gonna win. That's it. You guys saying we're winning?
Yeah.
I say
Of course we are. Of course we are. Now,
Oh
let's
boy.
talk. Let's talk men's team.
Oh wait,
Let's
did
talk
we get all
men's
the but sorry, did we get all the women's questions?
I believe we did.
Unsung hero?
We did that last episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay.
We
Good
did.
Yeah,
point.
we gave some unsung heroes last episode.
I
Um,
don't remember my answer.
I said
Sorry,
Taylor
sorry.
Almer.
Yeah, I said Taylor. Sorry, Paul. I wasn't trying to skip you, man. Go back and listen to the last episode. Yeah, so let's get into this men's team stuff. Shooey. Okay, so as it stands, it's looking kind of rough.
Bleak.
We are currently out of the playoff spot. We're sitting in 9th, unfortunately. Don't trust FOTMob. FOTMob is like, you're fine, you're in the playoffs. No, that is not the correct standings. If you look at USL Championship, we are sitting outside of the championship playoffs. So in order to get into the playoffs, some tricky stuff's going to have to happen. Unfortunately, we very, very much need points. There's no getting around it. We have to come away with some points, even just one. But either way, no matter if we come away with 1 point or 3, we need at least one or two other teams to drop points. And so we are in yet again for the 562nd season in a row, a situation where we need other teams to fail desperately for us to succeed. And it's not great. So like right now, like theoretically, we could get 1 point and Colorado could lose and we would be in because we'd beat them on goal differential. Because that there's a whole series of tiebreakers, and that one's pretty high up on the list. So theoretically, we could just have it be as simple as that, and it'd be totally fine. But realistically, I mean, anybody in 5th through 8th, we need to not earn points, and we need to earn at least one or more, depending on how many goals are scored in those matches by those teams that we're vying for a place against. So it is, there are a lot of scenarios where we do make it, but none of them happen without us getting points. That's what it really comes down to. So we lose this match. That's it.
Yeah.
Like that's it for us. I would say going against Oakland, whatever. Oakland, yeah, okay, they're 10th. They have 29 points on the season. They're not that big of a challenge. They just battled New Mexico 3-3. And New Mexico is second in the West. So they're, I think, just out there trying to be agents of chaos and say, we're going to cause as much damage as we can on the way out. And that's not really great for us, if that is their mentality, which it appears it maybe is. So be that as it may, it really, really sucks that we let those points slip out of our hands this weekend. Like, did you imagine we would be in that situation when we were up 2 goals?
Honestly,
in your heart of hearts, not hindsight.
Not based on past experience throughout this season, I wasn't holding my breath.
Yeah.
I would say the truth of the matter is for 70 minutes, we were the best version we've seen of ourselves.
Absolutely.
And then we just lost it. Yes. And then we just lost it.
Yeah.
What was your question exactly again, Tyler? I got lost in my thought.
Did you envision us losing after going up 2?
After going up 2, no. But as soon as we let up the 1 goal, I knew we lost. I knew it was over.
Yeah.
I knew right then and there.
And it's such a shame because, like you said, we were playing great soccer. That first 45 minutes, we were insane. Like, they didn't know what to do about it. They didn't know what to do. I can't believe we didn't get another couple goals. Like, yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I feel like we got to a point where I wouldn't say the offense gave up, but they, I think, felt like we were sitting pretty, and the defense would clear the ball and we wouldn't fight to keep it. We wouldn't win those aerial duels, and they would just get it and send it right back in. And we've had games like that in the past where you're like, oh my gosh, okay, like just statistically, the amount of times we're allowing them to get shots, some are gonna go in. And like Ketterer can't stop all of them. He had some really great saves, but it just, our offense at that point wasn't doing us any favors with as the defense was clearing the ball. There was one moment that stuck out to me that I can easily recall is Jago was right there, and probably if he had gone for it hard enough, put on enough pressure, he probably could have won the ball, but was just like, no, I'm gonna back off, you go ahead, and then they ended up passing it back in again for another shot. And so it was just, once we started doing that, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's just like so much to take away from this game because, yeah, like you said, Tyler, the first 45 minutes, we were insane, and then I don't know. I think the subs made a difference in a
Mm.
negative way for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Like we probably should have gone more for like a defensive look after. Like I know it's hard. We want to stay aggressive, but when you're I don't know, we just haven't been good in these moments all season.
Yeah.
Anytime we've gone up a lead, it's been well, just wait for the moment for us to give it up. Like
Yeah.
Jess was saying, anytime we get the ball, we just kind of kick it up and don't try to play possession. We try to play like I don't even know what we try to do with it. We just try to like let them come at us, and we'll try
Mm-hmm.
to kick it up again.
Yeah.
It's just not a good game plan that we have. It's kind of like in the NFL where like the first 15 plays are scripted, and usually those are like really good plays, and they're supposed to like start a drive. So it's like our first 45 minutes is really good, like the scripted, it's all good. But then after that, when it's all free flowing and you have to make adjustments on the fly, it all goes to whatever. It just
Yep.
it's doomed to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. All these teams always figure us out in the second half, hands down. And again, like Dylan, you brought up subs, and it's like that's what I was trying to figure out. I was trying to work it through in my head. I'm like, all right, is it just the subs, or was it the subs plus the tactics, or was it the tactics and not so much the subs? It just and it feels like some mix of all of it, right? And it just felt like a gut punch. And let alone when we thought they scored that third one,
Oh
and
my
thank goodness it
gosh.
was offside. I mean, it went dead silent in that
Yeah, it
stadium.
did.
It just went dead silent because everybody was like, no way. We're leaving here with no points. And then luckily it was offside. But man, to get ourselves in a situation, it
Yeah.
sucks. And these are great players, and they put on such a good early performance, and we just let a team figure us out and then do what they want.
Break us
And
down.
it's so frustrating, especially in that situation where it's like, man, how big would 3 points have been? You're
Yeah.
talking us still being in a playoff spot right
Yeah.
now. And then this game not being like do or die, or not so much like, oh, yeah, okay, we need like these 5 teams to lose. It's like, all right, yeah, we actually might make it in at this point. We just need to kind of go out there and handle business, no frills, and we're in. And instead, like we're finding ourselves in our position that we always tend to be in, where it's just like biting our nails, waiting on everybody else's results. And
Yeah.
that is the most abysmal position to be in as a fan. It stinks so bad. I mean, I guess you could say being last with no chance is the worst, but I think in my brain, based on what we've experienced over these years, this just sucks. It's repeated situations that we're getting ourselves into where we should be in control, and there's no reason we shouldn't have won that game. We
Yeah.
just we should have had it in the bag. We should have closed that game out and then moved on to this next one and
Mm-hmm.
solidified the deal and said, "All right, now we're fully in. We got this," and then handle business in the playoffs. And we couldn't do it. And I still believe in our team, and I still
Yeah.
believe that we can do what we need to do if we make the right adjustments. But geez, it just it starts taking the wind out of your sail whenever
Mm-hmm.
you see these things happen time and time again. And it doesn't give a lot of promise. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still maintaining hope. I know you guys are too, that we're going to make it into the playoffs, but it just doesn't bode well for playoffs either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if we get in, if like which version of us is going to show up in those
Yep.
knockout games where you're one and done? Are we going to have like that intense, fierce, we're up in everybody's face team, or are we going to have this team where we're just kind of letting everybody else call the shots and that's it? And I will say again, we've said this, the first half was great. And I think that's what makes it hurt so much because like the goal from Corey Burke, watching Marcus send that ball in, him get that header on, and like just oh my gosh, it was such a great goal. And then Marcus having that repeat goal. mean, he's done it twice this season. That
Yeah.
little where he's
Yeah.
out to the left and does the little like shift shot and then up in the.
Mm-hmm.
It was slick, and those were just goals where you're like, yes, we're playing great, we're scoring, this is it. And I don't know. It's just challenging.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating because like it's been this way all season where we just we do everything wrong to ourselves and we put ourselves in these positions, and losing all these games led us to this point, and you can't count on other teams to do any favors for you. And like you said, Tyler, it just sucks to like that, to be in that scenario, and we're in that scenario. And like we've put ourselves in that scenario. Like it's a total like us problem. We're the one losing these games or drawing these games, not getting the points when we need to get the points. Like it comes down to coaching. Like, and I hate that people say like, oh well, we have injuries. Well, I think that's just an excuse. Every team gets injuries, right? Like every team
Yeah.
has to like muscle through injuries, and good teams survive those and good coach teams survive those, and you're supposed to be able to plug in a different player from the bench and be able to work things out. And we're supposed to have this fantastic roster that's supposed to be constructed that no matter what we can win, no matter however you want to slice it, right? But we're just not doing that. And every game our tactics get dressed down, we get pantsed all the time. Tactically we get figured out, and it's usually in the second half. Sometimes it's even earlier than that. But we just go into a game and we think we can cruise, and then something happens, and it's usually halftime that another coach, the other team's coach, is making changes, and our coach is not making any changes at all. It's just trying to do the same thing. And you know what that is? That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting different, expecting the same or whatever. I'm insane,
Yeah, correct. Concur. Now, Jessica, you had a question for us about our player situation.
Yeah. So do you guys think that looking back at the roster changes that we made throughout the season, do you feel like if the team had done things differently, that it would have impacted our season a little differently, like Goldthorpe, Stauffer, if we had decided to keep Beer, anything like that? Those are the main three that we saw play.
Valesky.
Huh?
Everybody's like, who? Who's
Wait,
Valesky?
did he actually play? Was it
Yes.
just one?
Yeah,
in the USOC game.
Yeah, everybody's like, who's Valesky? I don't know that if we had kept any of the players we had shipped off, that we'd be in a different situation. I do feel like we've got really great talent. Do I think that if we had settled our roster earlier, we might be looking a little different at this time of year? Yeah, definitely. I think all the musical chairs is what made us have a lot of failure early on. And I understand there were a lot of different things going on, right? Like tons of stuff behind the scenes that we're not even privy to. You know what I mean? There might be somebody that this visa doesn't work out. This team recalls this person that we're supposed to get, or there's all kinds of factors that make it to where maybe it's not necessarily all on us, but it also is on us because we're the ones that are making these plans. And I think if we had our
Ducks in a
team that
row.
we have now in place, ready to go from day one, and like this is who we're using, this is who we're leaning on, different story might be playing out. It just was a lot of weird turnover throughout the whole season, and I'm glad that we adjusted. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that we're like, oh, this is not working out, or you don't really have a spot here because this person kind of took it, but you still deserve to be somewhere else earning minutes. Great, awesome. It just is. That's my woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it's hard to say about like Stauffer because I don't think he saw enough time. I think he is definitely a quality player. Like he's definitely, putting in good performances, for Tulsa. So I think we also prior to the season, we all kind of had him in our starting lineup. So we all thought
Yeah.
very highly of him as well. So do I think we would have been better off with him? Probably. Do I think we would have been better off keeping Goldthorpe? Yes, because I think his production was already there
Yeah.
for us. And I think, taking away someone who has clear production is
Mhm.
immediately going to throw a wrench into your plans. And I think that's exactly what happened, you know. And like Tyler saying, we've had just too much turnover, adding and subtracting throughout the season. And it was like that last season too, for what
Mm-hmm.
it's worth, if people remember that. We
Yeah.
added a lot in the, throughout the season, and it just doesn't bode well when you're constantly trying to, you know, you're not supposed to change horses midstream, like
Mhm.
that's the
Yeah.
saying, right? We're doing too many of those moves, and I think we're also letting the coach make roster decisions too, and that's kind of silly considering that like the coaches maybe what led us into this hole that we're in, you know. And if there's a possibility of moving on from the coach at the end of the season, then you have these players that you brought in, and then you're gonna hire a new coach, let them bring in players, their own players too. So I think you're just putting yourself in this vicious cycle. If we keep continuing to do it this way, which we have done for 2 seasons now.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I will say, like, for me, when we're talking about bringing in new players, I feel like there are times whenever it's acceptable. Like, you have injury issues racking up, and you're like, all right, we need somebody to come in. Like, obviously, this is going to be a problem. Or when you just have that player that you're like, can't pass them up. I can't. There's no way they're available and they're willing to come here. Let's go for it.
Mhm.
And I don't know that's why we did all the acquisitions we did. I don't know. I know some players wanted more minutes. Some players wanted to be here. Some players maybe not. Who knows? We don't really know all those conversations that went on. But Dylan, you kind of segued us nicely into one of our listener questions because somebody actually did ask us, considering the volatility we've had at the coaching position every season, if the men miss out on the playoffs, do you think Boss will be back next season? So if we miss the playoffs, do we think he will be back next season? Is what the question was.
I
I
mean, go ahead.
no, I think I think that these are maybe two different answers. Do I think he'll be back based on what we have seen from the club? Maybe not. Like I feel like maybe there's a 40% chance based on the track record of the club. Do I think he should come back? If we miss the playoffs, I'd say that I would rather us gamble and him stay for one more year and see how things play out with everything being a little bit more firm and in place.
Mm.
I think I'd rather do that than another complete turnover because we're slippery sloping it, right? Let's say, you know, the message is, yeah, we're going to bring back players. Awesome, we love that. But if we bring in a new coach, what happens when that coach is like, mm-mm, I don't want these players. I want new
Yeah.
players, which is what we keep seeing, right? We keep seeing that year after year. We get a new
Right.
coach, and that new coach is like, yeah, Ates
Clean sweep.
Diouf, you're a baller, you're scoring goals right and left, but I don't know if you fit into our, you know what I mean? Like, I think that we're going to run into that, and so then all of a sudden we're going to see players getting loaned out, shipped off, brand new team. Are they going to settle? When are they going to settle? How many losses are going to take before they do? And so for me, keeping Boss, even if we miss the playoffs, makes sense in that regard. And you know what? If next season doesn't go good, if he has a season of stability after year one in the championship with a fresh team and he goes into year two and can't do it, okay, then maybe have that conversation. But I think there are a lot more factors at play than just missing playoffs for me. If I was
Mhm.
in the position of whether or not he stays, I think he should personally.
I would agree with that.
Um, yeah, I do agree with your answer, Tyler, in that like there's a 40% chance, like of him staying, if we, make the or if we don't make the playoffs, just given our track record.
Yeah.
But let me say this. I totally agree with you. I I think it's okay to gamble to let him stay. I
Mm-hmm.
personally don't think he's the guy. Right. I'll say I don't think he's the guy, but I would rather not go out and do the whole cycle again because
Yeah.
well I've been because I would rather be wrong about him not being the guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
if he becomes the guy and we keep him and he becomes the guy, I'll gladly eat crow. Like I will gladly be wrong in that scenario, right? But I would gladly be wrong in that scenario because we've kept a coach and done something that would keep stability in play.
Yeah.
We're always talking about stability and consistency, and that's what I'm asking for here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd
Completely
agree with
agree.
that.
Yeah.
And I do think, we need to have the understanding if he stays, like next year, playoffs
Thin
got to be on the
ice.
table for the amount of money that we're investing and the amount of talent we're bringing in. And I think that is okay for the ownership to say that's on the table. Like it's playoffs or bust in year
Yeah.
two. Like considering 16 teams make it 8, make it out of the West. I feel like it's a pretty low bar. I know it's
Yeah.
tough, you know, tough competition. I'm not saying it's easy in the sense that like, oh, you can just steamroll teams get in, because clearly it's not. But I feel like if you're going to invest the way we've invested, that should be the bar in year two. It should be a playoff appearance
Mm-hmm.
minimum. Because now you can make all kinds of excuses, right? You can say, injuries got us. It's first year in the championship. We've never been here. It's a brand new team. You can say all that stuff and it could be valid, but I don't know that you can do that for 2 years in a row,
Yeah.
right? Because by year two, you're settled. Everybody's settled. You know the league. You should have a core roster. And I think that's, for me, paramount to anything else. And I think they kind of go hand in hand, because you're never going to have a team hire a coach on a fresh year and say, this is who you're playing with, and that's that. That's final. You don't get
Mm-hmm.
any say in your roster at all. And so you really would end up in that situation where we're cycling players again. And frankly, I'm ready for us to have stability. And I know
Yeah.
we've like signed like Michael, to a longer term contract and stuff, and that's perfect. That's encouraging, but nobody else really has that we know of, right? Nobody's been announced to be like, we're keeping them from, with LSC till 2028 or,
Yeah.
so we gotta figure this all out. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
I I agree with the opting for stability versus doing a clean sweep. And I think with a few roster tweaks, I think
Mm-hmm.
we can create some really good opportunities. So here's a question too: of our current roster, who would you hope we keep?
Excluding Michael, right? Because he's already
Right.
official. Mm-hmm. I think after Michael, my number one keep is probably Kieran.
Mm,
I think after Michael, it's probably Kieran for number one keep. Um,
Yeah, that's my answer as well.
I would have to
I mean,
say,
you can pick more than one.
yeah, if I go down the list, I think Blaine has definitely earned his
Yep.
spot. Ferry
Same.
is up there. He's really shown what he can bring to the team. I think he's definitely one of those players. I don't think that you can discount Burks,
Mm-hmm.
because Burks, his absence was felt when he was gone.
Yep.
That he's been kind of like our stalwart presence in that back line. So that's another one that I would say is pretty high up there in rank.
Yeah.
Marcus Epps for me,
Yeah.
leadership and production. He's got both. He's up there
Yeah.
for me as well. I mean, man, you could go on and on. I think we really do have a team that's worth keeping on the whole, right? Um, I think that we have plenty of talent that if we can just settle, settle, just get healthy and settle, we might see a completely different situation next year.
For me, it's Sargent, it's Burks, Hafferty,
Oh yeah, Hafferty.
Brooks,
I'd want to keep Hafferty too.
Sophie,
uh,
I mean, we could just keep going.
Brooks, and Ferry. Those are my must-haves. Everyone else, to me, I would, I'd be comfortable parting ways with.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's only like 5 people, but yeah.
What about Thompson and Ketterer?
I said Brooks.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you said Brooks, but I think in my brain I heard Burke.
I said both. I said
Brooks and Burke.
Burks and
just melded together.
Brooks. Yes,
they are Brooks. I don't know. That didn't work. So I'm with you on a lot of those, Jessica.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Blessing. I hope we keep Blessing.
I do think he's starting to kind of get into his mode.
Yeah.
I think he's finally starting to smooth out and show what he's got. That last game in particular, I feel like he had some really good moments.
Right.
That's a good.
What about Medence? Would you want to keep him or like so?
I would keep Medence. I think he's like, super talented. I think he probably is worth a lot of money. You could probably get a good transfer price for him too.
I love Medence. I just want him to not hold onto the ball as much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be my thing. Is in that sense is like
know his timing.
I agree that he's very talented, but I don't know if maybe he's just trying to prove. I feel like when he has it, he's trying to prove something versus like doing what is going to be most beneficial for the team in that moment. Yeah. So that's my only gripe.
Yes, because he's so phenomenal and he knows it. But then it's like, all right, man, you've become a magnet, and now there are 5 players on you. You do have to do something else with the ball.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because I love that he is that. I love that he's that magnet, and everybody's like, man, like he can't stop him, so I'm gonna go help him. We're gonna stop him, and then another person comes in like, well, 3 of us will stop him, and it's like, great, that just freed up a whole bunch of people on your team. So send it in.
Ball.
Send it in. Send it in, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's super talented. He's so technical. It's ridiculous. It's sickening watching how good he is with the ball at his feet. It just I think we're in a good spot though, team wise, as far as personnel. It's just another year would do us some good with some minor changes and minor tweaks here and there, like supplemental ones, I think. And I think we'd be in a good spot. Let me get you guys with a question. Kyle couldn't join us, but he did leave a question for us to address a topic. So one of them being, which player has to have an A+ game on Saturday for LSC to clinch a playoff spot? So which singular player has to be like A+ on the money, game of their life?
I think if he starts, it's got to be at a Adedokan.
He with the chances he creates in the game.
I think he is usually the difference maker in our games, and I think he needs to be on one and show that he's our star player.
I'm gonna say it depends on who starts, whether it be Corey Burke or Forster Ajago.
Yeah.
Whichever one starts, they need to be on their A+ game, because with this being a situation where there's really only one team we can currently beat out on goal differential with the same amount of points, and we don't know, they might end up with more points. We don't know, they might end up with more goals.
We need goals.
And don't get me wrong, that means that we got to do some defensive work too. But if I had to choose a singular player, it's going to be whoever's playing forward for us. They need to be clean and clinical. Every chance needs to be like, we're putting it on frame. We're putting that on frame. We're putting that on frame. And ideally in the net, because no matter how you slice it, we need some goals out of this. You could end with a 0-0 draw, sure. But again, like, that's putting us in a dicey situation to hope that Colorado does not score any goals in their match. And we do not want that. We want to score.
Well, and I honestly, Burke surprised me with this past game because
Yeah.
normally he doesn't put on a lot of pressure, and Forrester would be when he would be on, he would be doing a lot more pressure. But I feel like Burke just really went at it,
Yeah.
and put a ton of pressure on the goalie and the defense, and I feel like it made a huge difference.
It really did. He was like a whole nother player. I've seen a
Yeah.
handful of games from him this season where he's been that player. And I wish
Mm-hmm.
he was that every game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Right.
some games he's a little bit more disinterested, but these ones that he's put on where he's been out there and he is like your hardworking number 9 that's just
Yep.
hungry for a goal.
Yeah.
He scores in those games. He does great
Mm-hmm.
in those games. And this was one. I agree.
Yeah.
So are you saying Corey Burke has got to be the A plus
Yeah.
or Forster or whoever's in there?
I mean, it's it's hard because like obviously we need goals, but if our defense also isn't on, or like
Yeah,
whoever between Brooks or Kitterer, like we also can't have goals scored against us as far as
it's
goal
true.
differential. So yeah, I don't know.
Just
It's
envision this, Jessica. We get scored on 500 times, but we score 520 times. We have everybody beating goal differential. We make it into the playoffs. Everybody cheers. It's great.
man.
Not convinced? Okay, fine. Either way. but true. Valid points. Valid points. Um, and I guess if you want like the kind of cop out kumbaya answer, everybody has to be on A plus. If we're really
I
breaking it
mean,
down,
we're in that
everybody.
position where nobody can have an off night.
Nope. And if they are not playing as hard as they were for the first 45 minutes against Sacramento, that entire 90 minutes, it is a failure. Like
Yeah.
this should be the game where it's like we are laying everything out, every
If
trick in the
it's
book, every ounce of
yeah,
sweat, all of it's going into this one because I want them playing like it doesn't matter what any other team does. I want them playing
yeah,
like all that matters is what we're doing here and now, and we're not going to think about any of these other results that could or could not be. It's just going to be us in the
yeah.
ball on the field and our opponents, and we're going to get it done.
Well, and that just reminded me too of the moment in the first half of the game was we were commenting on this during the game as well. It's just that there was there was a lot more oh, the word was just there. Oh my gosh. The plays they were making outside of the box. The creative. They were a lot more creative in the
Mm-hmm.
game this
Free
past
flowing,
week.
right?
Yeah,
They weren't
and so
rigid.
yeah. And so yeah, that was also I think something that I think would be really good to bring into this next game. We can't have a Las Vegas game
Yeah,
where we got a red and lost 1-0.
yeah,
Like that,
yeah.
yeah.
This has to be it. And I think you're right. That's a great point about how creative the team was playing. Like they were doing all these like little back heels and like
Yeah,
all these little slick moves, these
right.
overlaps, like the interchange. Like somebody would be making a weird little run and somebody would just kind of like boop, like
Yep.
slide it off. And then like the other team was like, what just happened? It was phenomenal. Because I think when we were saying like we had a great game, that's what we were really talking about was
Yeah.
just how creative and free flowing and beautiful a lot of our soccer was that night. Like
Mhm.
it really was. It wasn't some robotic beep boop go score. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was like it was inspired. It was like go have
Mhm.
fun, do what you can, and then somewhere along the way we lost that step in the match. So I mean, this is going to be tough. It really is making it into the playoffs. Kyle also had a terrible, like little twist the knife question. He said, "Hey, remember when we were top 5 in the power rankings?" I do remember that, and that is long gone. But
Just slipped
maybe
through
we'll
our
surprise
fingers.
everybody. Yeah, and maybe we'll surprise everybody. I mean, it really is not a lost cause it isn't. I know that it kind of feels that way with things that are going on. I mean, unfortunately, a couple of the teams that we really need to lose are playing teams that already have clinched. So, like Phoenix, they're already playing a team that's already clinched. They don't care. Colorado, what they're playing, yeah. Tulsa really doesn't care. They've locked things down for sure. San Antonio is playing against El Paso. They're up there. They've got 41 points. They're safe. They're in the playoffs. Really, it's only down to Orange County. Orange County's playing Indy, which Indy is fighting for their own playoff spot in the East. So if there's one game that's most likely to deliver, it would probably be that one, just because Indy has a lot to play for as well. So really, frankly, your rooting against list for this weekend is root against Phoenix, root against Colorado, root against San Antonio, and root against Orange County. Root against all four of those teams and hope that one of them stumbles bad enough that our success that we achieve puts us in the right spot.
Let's hope that. So, if anything, because we don't like San Antonio, even if Orange County wins, San Antonio will lose, we'll win, and we'll knock San Antonio out.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah,
let's do it, and then we'll, maybe we'll place just right, and we could play El Paso in the first round of the playoffs and knock them out, and knock them out, and then that could be perfect,
even better,
right? Like, there we go. Our two teams that we ran into this year that we despised, we get a chance to take them out. Let's hope that's how it all plays out.
Yep.
Never know. It might.
Manifesting. Here we
go. We are hardcore. All right. So this weekend's the last one. Hard to believe. Last regular season match. I hope we have more matches for the men's team beyond this Saturday for this season. I really hope so. I'm believing that we can do it. Manifesting all the bad vibes for those four teams that I listed off. You know what? Just all of them lose. Let's just do that. All of them lose. We win. Everybody's happy. Success. Great success. Right?
Yep.
And unfortunately, we don't even get to cheer them on at home. There you go. I knew you would do it. And it's kind of a bummer we don't even get to cheer them on at home. Not that it really mattered this past weekend, but it would have been cool for us to maybe have that highlight moment.
That was savage.
Yeah, sorry. that was a little mean. That was a little mean. They tried hard, and we were cheering our best for them, but that came off way more mean than I really wanted it.
I should have highlighted it. I'm sorry.
Like, jeez, Tyler. They're just gonna play that in the locker room over and over and over again. Like, look, you made my kids cry. What can I say?
Bulletin board material.
Right. Yeah. That's what we're looking at, everybody. That's what we're looking at. This is an intense weekend. I am gonna miss the women playing, but in some ways, I'm kind of glad that they have a bye week so we can just process whatever happens this weekend. Like, I just want to be able to just process it and say, okay, great, we're moving on. This is amazing, and celebrate. Or if it goes the alternate,
have a week to be depressed.
Yep. Bereave our season, and then move into the women's team again and be like, yeah, we're scoring goals and winning games. Because it's all you really can do. It's out of our hands, that's for sure. All we do is shout at our TVs at this point. So, unless you happen to be going to Oakland. So, if you're going to Oakland, make sure you start a "Come On You Greens" chant or something. Get that energy vibing. All right. That cover it? Yeah.
I think so.
Appropriate roller coaster of emotions. Jeez. I don't know what's worse, whenever the vibes match between the two teams, or whenever you have to go, like, do the roller coaster. You know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, remember that bad thing that happened? But then here's a great thing. It's like the compliment sandwich, except there's no bread on top. It's just one slice of bread on the bottom, and your
bread,
peanut butter or whatever. I don't know.
Meat.
Yes.
Get that New Girl reference?
Yes.
There you go.
Of course I did.
Had to throw
All right, guys. Well, we can't cheer at the Stables this weekend. Best you can do, cheer from a TV. It's a late one, 11 p.m.
11? I thought it's 10.
I'm pretty sure this one's 11. Like,
I mean, the USL website says 10. Unless it...
It could be. I hope so. I hope Fatmaba is a big liar. And
Just
that is
10 on our website as well.
okay. Whew. Good. I was a little worried. I was like, geez Louise, that's going to be intense staying up until 1 a.m. to cry.
I know.
Sorry.
Tears of happiness, tears of joy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay. Like everybody out there listening that assumed I was meaning in a bad way. Joke's on you. I meant on a positive note. Like tears of joy. Be like, we did it, everyone. That's what it was going to be. That's what I meant the whole time. But either way, it's a late one. Game still won't be done until after midnight, probably. So,
Yeah.
If you are somebody that cannot hang and you're gonna end up falling asleep during the game, maybe it'll be like Christmas morning, and you wake up and you find out that you got the brand new Xbox 360, or you find out that you got the weird off-brand random TikTok shop thing. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I did Xbox 360. I just remember getting one for Christmas when I was a kid. And my family was really mean and they wrapped it in like some other box that was like a horrible gift. And I was so sad. I was so sad. And then I was so happy. It was a roller coaster of emotions. All right. Anyway, I'm getting off track again. Let's wrap this baby up. Let's do this before I get on another tangent or you guys start talking about dogs again for another 30 minutes.
Let's wrap this up like a 360.
Yes, like a 360 in a fake box that makes somebody sad and then they get happy again. All right, guys. Remember, cheer as best you can from home. Positive vibes, keep the hope alive. We can do it. It's gonna be tough, but you know what? That just means we earned it, right? And if all else fails, then we can all watch the replay of the women's match after trick or treating, and then that'll be good vibes too. Okay. All right. As you know, it's always and forever, come on, you greens.